Welcome ladies and gents to another Imperialis unboxing. So slight change from what I thought I was going to have on the paint table. John from House of Chaos Games, he has said, would I like to unbox this? Yes I would! But I can only unbox. I cannot clip off, cannot assemble, cannot paint. These are John's. I cannot touch, but I can smell the box. Got rid of the cellophane, shrink wrap, get rid of all the shiny shinies. I've opened your box, John. And an example of how to paint Iron Hands and Death Guard on the back. So these things can be equipped with battle cannons, melter blast guns. So battle cannons, melter blast guns. What you get in the box? A transfer sheet with all the little goodies on. So I really do like the transfer sheets in the separate boxes from the main box because you just get that little bit more. So Alpha Legion, get your normal little symbols, but you do get more of these. So you do get more of the numerical bits, which is pretty nice. Nice and shiny as well on camera. That's going to be fantastic. But yeah, they just go a little bit further in the individual boxes, which is quite nice. So 2 sprues, exactly the same by the looks of it. And on here, lots and lots of detail. So I really should get one for Heresy because this tank is massive. I mean, look at the dozer on the front. It's absolutely huge. That's probably about the size of a normal Rhino by itself. So you can have heavy bolters on the side, las guns on the side, your little hatch guy, so you can have an additional little melter if you want to get really close, and lots of tiny little bits that John's going to love snipping off and losing. One word of advice, I would say, snip it off over a table, not on your lap while watching a film. Pay attention. And maybe snip it on some plain paper or something just in case you lose it. Because 9 times out of 10 you think you've dropped it, it's gone maybe a foot down, but no, it's somehow 10 meters across the other side of the room, possibly in the next house next door. So these tiny little bits are massively fiddly. Look at the exhausts, for example. You need several of those on the back there. Yeah, that's going to be mega fun. But lots and lots of detail. Does look like a really nice kit. So in this kit you can make 4 Kratos. So the rules as if, I'll give you something pretty to look at. So I will put the box right in front of you. Rules for the Kratos. So it's 150 points as stock. It comes with the Kratos battle cannon, which is that thingy on top. So that is a 20-inch range, which is quite considerable. In Imperialis, that is quite a distance. So you're rolling 2 dice, and for 4s to hit, it is at 20 inches, it is AP 1. For example, you can have sponson weapons. You can have the heavy bolters, which are range 12. You're rolling 2 dice, strength 5, no AP. It's light. Funny enough, you can only fire in the front arc. It's point defense, which makes it a little bit better on the good old Overwatch. You could, however, have the side sponson las cannons, single shots each. You're looking for 4s to hit, not 5s, so a little bit more accurate, but less dice, or fewer dice, should I say. AP 1, once again, front arc and anti-tank, as you would imagine. So you can have your little melter on the top as well, which is only a range 8. So, yep, that's probably about right for a melter gun. And obviously you've got to get pretty damn close for a melter gun to go off. You can have the Kratos Melter Blast Guns, which is range 10, one shot. It is 4's the hit, and classic Melter, it is AP -4. Which is nice, The battle cannon is good. Range 20, not to be sniffed at. Depends how you want to play. If you want to get really, really close, Melter is probably the way to go. Melter with last cannons, possibly, if you're going for some serious tank hunting. It's going to have a lot less shots, obviously. If you went for like the whole mounted heavy bolter with the sponsons with heavy bolters and the battle cannon, it's probably going to be better versus infantry, but it's totally up to you. It doesn't make any difference if you have the dozer blade or not, but it looks like an absolute weapon if you do. It is a movement 8, which is not the fastest tank out there, but it is a big old chunker. So save is 2 up, CAF is 3+, morale is 3+, and there are 2 wounds apiece. Because they are a pretty powerful tank, and 2 up save is nothing to be sniffed at. So I have been rooting around on eBay recently, and I have picked up a load of tanks. Somebody was selling a lot. For a very reasonable price, I have got some Kratos here. Now, they are painted up in Emperor's Children colours, so not what I'm going to go for. But look at the size of that tank. So it doesn't look very big compared to like 40k or anything. But if you've got a dozer blade on it, that thing is about 6 centimeters long. That is pretty big in Legions Imperialis. Here's a Rhino that I was just primed up. In comparison, even with a dozer on, it's nearly twice the length. So that is a big old tank. So I bought a load of these on eBay. They're not 3D printed, they are the genuine deal. I'm going to be stripping them down and repainting them as Alpha Legion, which is a shame because they're not badly painted. They're really not. So I bought a box of these and some Predators, I say some Predators, a lot of Predators, and some Land Raiders. So I'll be stripping them all down and repainting them in my Alpha Legion colours. But the Kratos is an absolute beast of a tank. It really is. So there's your whole mounted last cannons. If you want them, you could swap them out for bolters. There's your sponsons for your last cannons. Once again, you could swap them out for bolters. And there is your big old battle cannon, which once again, you could swap out for the melter cannon. So that is a bit of a beast of a tank. I'm not going to lie. So I'm really looking forward to stripping those down and rebuilding them. And good luck, John, with assembling yours. So I'm sure it's not that bad. I have assembled, so far I've assembled a load of Rhinos and Predators, and I've done a video on the infantry, which I'll put a link up in the description below. And next I'm working on some knights. I even spent a night being indecisive, as I always am on the tabletop, and thinking what colour scheme could I paint with my knights. But there is a colour scheme that goes with Alpha Legion, because they did fight alongside Alpha Legion. But I'll leave that for you guys, a little tease for another day. So hopefully you'll watch a video on how I paint them. How I paint all of my knights. I'm going to paint them all the same colour scheme to match my Alpha Legion. So, but yeah, very impressed with this box. Thank you, John, for letting me unbox it. Some wicked rules. 2+ save is enough to be sniffed at, and 2 wounds, which is potent, because most bases in the game, especially infantry, are only 1 wound. So if you've got a unit of 4 of these guys, they're going to take a lot to chew through. You might have to get close with some melter guns, and you might not want to do that. Legions Imperialis really is a fantastic game. You don't have to put a lot of detail in your vehicles or even your foot troops. Just pick the basic colours out. So this person here has painted the basic colour for the looks like a giant snowplow. Picked out the tracks, some white, some purple, and a little spot colour here or there for the weapons themselves. That's all you need to do, and maybe throw a wash over it, or even dry brush it over the top. Depends how you want to do your paint scheme. So don't be afraid, just because there's loads of small fiddly bits, it doesn't mean you have to paint every damn thing. Because yes, you can pick up the model and look at it pretty closely, but most of the time you're going to be looking at it from a distance, and it's basically what looks striking. So you could painstakingly take ages painting your vehicles, but you don't have to in Imperialis. It really is a fun game if you just want to whack out a load of tanks on the table, loads of foot troops, a little bit of scenery, and it's a fairly fast-paced game. Very much like the Heresy itself. If something's going to get shot at, it's either going to be destroyed or it's going to be running off the table. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video when I just rant on about random stuff. And stay safe, you wonderful people.